sure will be a big first step for me. But it's just one step for the WNBA, thanks to all the great players like Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie, Cynthia Cooper, the great Dawn Staley.
Caitlin Clark stood on the stage, still smiling after a game that had thrilled fans and left commentators stunned. She confidently answered the usual questions about her mindset, her teammates, and the consistent level of play she had shown. The interview was nearly over when a reporter suddenly made an unexpected comment. It wasn't even a question. It caught everyone off guard. The room fell completely silent. Clark stopped in her tracks. The expression on her face revealed everything. What exactly was said? Why did it affect her so deeply? Let's take a closer look. Caitlin Clark, the rising star at the center of attention, is anything but an ordinary rookie. She has become a powerful force that is reshaping the future of women's basketball.
First time in franchise history, the Indiana Fever are WNBA Commissioner's Cup champions.
With her remarkable talent, fearless style, and magnetic personality, she has taken the sport to a level of excitement and attention unlike anything seen before. Fans have followed her journey with incredible passion. From her beginnings in Iowa to the intense competition on Indiana's court, her rise has captured national attention. Arenas are packed. Television ratings have soared. And Clark has become the driving force behind a movement that is lifting women's basketball to heights it has never reached before. Yet despite everything she has accomplished and all the excitement she has created, Clark has not received the warm support many people expected. Instead, she has become one of the most talked about players in the WNBA.
Games with the injury, the quad, keeping Caitlin Clark on the sidelines. But Trevor, she was back today for any...
Instead of receiving praise, the player is met with harsh criticism, disrespect, and indifference. Rather than being welcomed, she faces resistance from every direction. Veteran players often overlook or dismiss her, failing to recognize the talent she brings to the game. At the same time, referees appear to ignore the fouls committed against her, allowing physical plays that would normally be penalized to pass without consequence. League officials have remained unusually quiet, offering little support or encouragement, almost as though they would rather avoid the issue than stand behind one of the biggest names in sports. Even with all of this, Caitlin Clark continues to improve. Very few rookies display the same level of confidence, maturity, and composure as she continues to lead the league in key statistics. Her performances speak louder than the criticism, and she never lets the outside noise distract her. Yet one famous figure has watched all the controversy unfold and chosen a very different response. NBA Hall of Famer and Indiana basketball legend Larry Bird has been paying close attention to everything happening. Bird understands what it feels like to enter a demanding league, carry the weight of a team, and face resistance from the very system that is supposed to support you. In Clark, he sees reflections of his own journey. Unlike many others, Bird refuses to remain a silent observer. He has openly stepped forward in support of Caitlin Clark.
Anything that's not, it was just a good play on the basketball. I'm not sure what the refs saw to upgrade it, and that's up to their discretion after watching the initial whatever happened during the play and then whatever.
He has spoken out boldly against the unfair treatment she continues to face. Bird has criticized players such as Marina Mabrey, accusing them of showing open disrespect and using unnecessary physical tactics against Clark. But he doesn't stop there. Larry Bird believes Caitlin Clark is far more than an up-and-coming star. He has also questioned the WNBA's leadership, asking why the league appears more focused on protecting outdated ways of doing things than on developing new talent and helping the game grow. To Bird, Clark represents progress, change, and the reminder that exceptional talent often faces the greatest obstacles. As the world continues to watch her dominate on the court and inspire people away from it, Bird is ready to defend everything she stands for. His unwavering support for Caitlin Clark also shines a light on the challenges facing the WNBA, proving that true legends contribute in ways that go far beyond what they accomplish on the court. They work to change the game itself. Now, let's explore how this basketball icon believes the future could be transformed by building an entirely new vision centered around Caitlin Clark. Larry Bird's mission goes beyond simple frustration. He believes basketball itself could be on the edge of a major revolution. For some time, he has watched what he sees as a deeply unfair situation unfold right in front of him. Caitlin Clark, a once-in-a-generation player, continues to be bumped, tripped, pushed, and elbowed while league officials remain silent and fail to step in. For Larry, this is about far more than a few missed foul calls or tough moments during a game. To Larry Bird, this is not just another mistake. He believes it is a serious failure that borders on professional negligence. He is not asking for more meetings or endless committee discussions. He has no interest in lengthy reports or empty conversations. What he wants is real action and immediate change. People close to Bird say his vision reaches far beyond fixing a few isolated problems. He has reportedly considered building an entire team around Caitlin Clark or even creating a new league where talent, determination, and vision matter more than politics, jealousy, or personal egos that too often get in the way of success. From his point of view, that thinking is difficult to dismiss. Television ratings fall whenever Clark leaves the floor, and they drop even further when she isn't playing at all. Today, she is the biggest star and one of the most admired athletes in women's basketball. Beyond being an elite scorer, she has become the heartbeat of the sport itself. Larry Bird is more than a basketball legend. He believes the future of the entire game, not just women's basketball, is incredibly bright. If the current WNBA cannot properly protect and support Clark, Bird appears ready to step in himself. He is doing far more than offering words of encouragement. He has challenged league officials, questioned league policies, and spoken openly about what he believes is happening on the court. He studies game footage, points out questionable plays, and sparks conversations that could eventually lead to meaningful change. Above all, Larry Bird is laying the foundation for what he believes could become a historic shift in the way basketball is played, viewed, and managed. To Larry Bird, Caitlin Clark is much more than a player to admire from the sidelines. She represents a movement, a brand, and a franchise, and he is ready to become more than a supporter or analyst. He wants to lead, guide, plan, and stand beside her while helping protect everything she represents. He is prepared to pick up the clipboard, step onto the court, and help build an empire around her future. In Bird's eyes, Caitlin Clark is far more than an outstanding scorer. She represents the future of the game, and he refuses to let anyone stand in her way. His frustration has grown into a bold vision that could reshape basketball both on and off the court. Now, let's look at what could happen if the league continues to ignore its growing toxic culture and Caitlin Clark's remarkable rise. It could become a turning point that eventually costs the WNBA its biggest star. If league officials fail to act, the player who has become the heartbeat of the WNBA could decide to walk away. On the court, Clark is much more than an ordinary athlete. She has become a powerful force and the face of an entire movement. Along with breaking television viewership records and filling arenas, she has introduced women's basketball to countless new fans who had never followed the sport before. She brings energy to every arena and excitement to every game. Yet instead of fully supporting its brightest star and celebrating everything she has achieved, the league has allowed a toxic atmosphere to continue growing. That unhealthy culture has created a number of serious problems. On the court, excessive physical play has come to be treated as if it is simply part of the game. Clark and other highly talented players are often denied the respect they deserve. Instead, they are met with resentment. Making matters even worse, there is little sign of the leadership that should be protecting and supporting these athletes. The league's response to one recent incident speaks for itself. When the whistle blew and Marina Mabrey struck Caitlin Clark without warning, many believed the WNBA should have responded with strong action. Along with fines and disciplinary measures, the league could have made it absolutely clear that this kind of behavior would not be tolerated. Instead, there was complete silence, not a single public response. Basketball legend Larry Bird did not hold back when addressing what he viewed as the league's failure. He described it as an act of cowardice. In his view, the repeated use of cheap and overly physical plays is driven not only by fear from individual players, but also by a league that has done too little to stop it. That sends a troubling message to young athletes everywhere. It suggests that if you are truly exceptional, the system may choose to punish you instead of protecting you. What makes the situation even worse, Bird argues, is that the players involved rarely accept responsibility. Rather than apologizing or admitting fault, they complain, present themselves as the victims, and shape the story in their own favor. Larry Bird does not accept that approach. In the era when he played, athletes took hard hits, accepted responsibility for their actions, and kept moving forward. They didn't complain or turn to social media to express every emotion. They owned their mistakes, stayed focused, and continued competing. As the WNBA continues to struggle with protecting and appreciating its biggest stars, the voices of frustrated fans are becoming louder with every passing game.